In a previous video, Sched4u video number 1, we demonstrated the basic process of creating a configuration for Sched4u, the automatic employee scheduling software. This video is a sequel which uses an existing configuration of a large group of employees and displays additional tools that exist in the software. Watching video number 2 is recommended for those who have already watched Sched4u video number 1 as an essential background. The logon screen received when the software is activated includes fields for username and password. Using a password is optional, and if necessary, a password can be set up later. Exit the screen. The screen we came to is called Constraints screen, and it allows you to define constraints for employees. Before continuing, I would like to point out that on this screen, as in the rest of the screens, there is a general help system as well as a context-sensitive help system. We will demonstrate. A. General help. B. Context-sensitive help. At this stage, we will switch to the configuration shown on this screen and on the other screens. In the center of the current screen, 21 fields describe the morning, evening, and night shifts and employee constraints. The list box on the left side of the screen includes the employees participating in the schedule. In the example before us, the list includes 220 shift nurses in a hospital department, of whom 154 are RN staff nurses, and the rest are nurse supervisors, nurse assistants, and LPN nurses. Browsing through the employee list allows you to track the defined constraints. You can, of course, add or remove constraints. For example, choose a nurse. Alice Dotan. It can be seen that the role of Alice Dotan is nurse assistant. We can set new constraints for Alice Dotan. Alice Dotan and every employee also have a password that is generated automatically by the software. A double click on the employee list displays the passwords. Using a password allows employees to log on from the mobile phone to the employees portal located on a remote server in the cloud and type the employee's request. This mechanism makes it very easy and drastically reduces the burden on the system administrator and makes it easier for employees. The system administrator can also see all employee requests via mobile phone or through Office desktop computer. It should be emphasized that the Sched4u program automatically checks employee requests and decides whether or not to approve the applications. The Sched4u request test mechanism is powerful and is a very important tool that significantly reduces workload over the system administrator. In the next step, we will review additional settings that were made in the system. We'll move to definitions 3. The start and end times of the shift have been defined on the screen. We also have definition of employees' education, employee roles, and general parameters. Exit the screen. Next, we'll open the employee settings screen. This screen shows employee data, the amount of employees defined can be seen on the right side of the screen. On this occasion, we will emphasize that creating an automatic employee schedule for 220 employees, with most employees belonging to one homogeneous group, like the example presented in this video, is unprecedented. Sched4u software is very much more advanced and is able to create automatic employee schedules including constraints for groups of up to 2,400 employees and even more in a single schedule. Sched4u's employee scheduling solutions are suitable for organizations of any size, small, medium, or large. Let's continue the demo. In a previous video, Scheduling.Video video number 1, we demonstrated actions to delete an employee from the employees list or to mark an employee as unavailable during the week. Scheduling.Video checks the legality of the above actions, and if there is a shortage of employees having a certain role type, the software will refuse to delete an employee or mark it as an unavailable. We will demonstrate. For example, in our system there is a shortage of nurse assistants. Scheduling.Video will not allow a nurse assistant to be deleted from the list or flagged as not available, and will alert you. Let's try, for example, to delete the nurse assistant. Aya Talmor from the list. The system will refuse. A message is presented. The operation is not acceptable. The total week count deficit of the role will be 5. You receive the same alert if you click the Not Available button. The solution is to add a nurse having the same role. After adding another nurse assistant, Sched4u will agree to set Ayat Al-More as unavailable and even will allow you to delete it from the list if necessary. Exit the screen. We'll move to the shift settings screen. On the screen that opens, it is important to check the data in the statistics field for each function separately, as well as for all categories. A. LPN nurse. B. Nurse assistant. C. Nurse supervisor. D. RN staff nurse. And E. All categories. Before we leave the screen, we'll see a very important screen called Distribution of Employees screen. This screen provides a view of the distribution of employees in each of the positions separately. Exit the screen. Another important screen that exists in the system is the Global Property Settings screen. This screen opens with 4 tabs. A. User Information tab that includes names and address of factory, organization, and department. B. Security tab. Allows you to set a username and password for Sched4u. As we said at the beginning of the video, using a password is optional. To use the password you have entered, please confirm this explicitly and check the field to do so. The third tab is not used at the present version of Sched4u, whereas the fourth tab, the Constraints tab, addressing global constraints. 1. Allow adjacent shifts. This means that you allow the automatic software to insert employees in nearby shifts, for example in a night shift, and immediately afterward in a morning shift in the following day. 2. Enable 2 shifts per day. For example, morning shift and night shift on the same day. 3. Disable adjacent and 2 shifts per day. The default global property is the third option. Employees are assigned only 1 shift every 24 hours. Exit the screen. At this stage, we have a configuration that is ready to build employee schedule. The last step is to send the data that we have set up to a remote server where an automatic calculation will be made to create a schedule. To do this, use the Send Configuration button. On the screen to which we arrived, write down the company name and email address to which the schedule report in Excel format will be sent. We'll demonstrate this. Company name, demo. Email address, click the OK button to send the data. The system displays an order code name based on the company name and the time and date the order was sent. The software sends the data and displays a message about the success of the launch. Close the message. In this, we have completed a demonstration of the setup steps needed to automatically build a weekly employee's schedule. A detailed report of the schedule will be sent to you at the email address you registered as soon as possible. You can see the order of the schedule on the Orders List screen using the Orders List button. This is the end of our training. Thank you and good luck.